Hello, dear Aquarians. I'm Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your September 2021 horoscope. And this is for your Aquarius sun, moon, or rising sign. And we start out the month with Mars opposing Neptune. This is affecting your 8th and 2nd house. And Mars is in Virgo, which, being in that 8th house, Mars is at home here. In Virgo, it is driven to perfection, to self-improvement, to getting the details. But in this 8th house, it's about transforming your life through the simple things, through acts of service, through ways in which you can have step-by-step intimacy and vulnerability. And I have a feeling that you've most likely been driving your relationships in a way that say, hey, we need to be real here. And there needs to be passion in the work that we do. So it can have some inspiration there, especially with this opposition of Neptune and Pisces, where you can help others in their physical way, maybe their body, maybe you work in a health industry, and you're inspiring them to say, dream big, and here's the way you can do it. And, you know, I think about like going to the gym, and you're that personal trainer that says, you want to work towards a particular fitness goal, I can get you there. And here's how we do it. And it's going to be, remember, the first step on a journey is the most important. And so, excuse me, so here we are with this Mars in Virgo opposing Neptune and Pisces, and you may need to spend a little bit of money or get a loan in order to deal with some sort of water issue, because we're working with Neptune and Pisces here. And it's in the physical world. It could be maybe that you just need to drink more water, and you start tracking it through some sort of app or something like that, right? Or you may be dreaming of ways to manifest more resources that can enhance your physical world. This is all a really powerful time for dreaming about ways in which your values, your possessions, your money, your income, how it can be of service to those that you consider to be your closest people, the things you hold real value and that you've invested in. We have the new moon in Virgo on September 6th. This is also going to be activating this 8th house, and it's trining Uranus. So anything goes, but I will say that when it's active here, and we are going to have Mars still in this new moon energy. So there's going to be an extra dose of courage, an extra dose of passion, an extra dose of emotions that are going to show up here in this 8th house. You're looking at your joint resources, you're looking at secrets, and you're also looking at change, because that's what transformation really is all about, right? And so here you're going to be probably pulled in, maybe really thinking deeply about who and what you need in order to combine your resources so that you can be more effective in your life, that you can have even greater intimacy. Maybe you're thinking about relationship on a romantic level, and you're like, you know what, in order for me to take this relationship in a deeper way, or for me to show up in the dating world in a certain way, I need to make sure I have certain resources, that maybe I get a new car, and I need to, you know, it activates this feeling inside of me that I feel sexy and fun with it. It changes my life. And then I meet this person and we just resonate. They love my car. I don't know. I'm just using that as an example. Or if you are, you know, attached to somebody and you want to go deeper into the relationship, you both may invest. You may decide to invest maybe in a second home, or to get a loan together, or buy a home together, you know, anything that you combine your resources with. It also can open a door to having access to something you didn't have before. So you're dealing with other people's stuff, whether it be money, trauma, assets, family, inheritance, all of those things. And it can connect you in this way to other people. So you may feel as though you're overly empathic during this time, and you're attaching your value, you're attaching certain things that you need to other people. It's almost like your needs or your survival is dependent on something or someone else. And so you may be looking at new ways in which you can enhance your life so that you're not just surviving, but you're thriving. This also points to a change in a financial opportunity. So again, it's something unexpected that may take place in your life with someone or something that you're connected to, giving you a greater sense of connection, stability, and something, whatever shows up here can be very transformative. So keep that in mind. You may also find that secrets come out during this time, because now we have a full moon in Pisces, which is another trigger for some secrets to come out, but it's not in your 8th house. So that's in your 2nd. I'll talk about that in a minute. But for now, looking at this new moon in your 8th house, it could be that you are investigating a particular thing. Maybe you're wanting to manifest a particular opportunity. And so you've done all this homework, you've got your budget together, you've done the details, maybe you're doing private investigating of some sort, and something comes out, some piece of information shows up, some new information that gives you a better idea of what the truth is, what the future is going to hold, and it sets you up for Venus moving into Scorpio on September 10th in your 10th house. This has a lot to do, this is going to make a sextile to this 8th house. So it has a lot to do with your career, your public life. I would imagine the way in which you show up to others, you can easily attract maybe a new career or a public persona. If you're in business for yourself, you may become that charmed individual because your charisma really shines here. And with Venus here in Scorpio, it makes you very sensual and sexy. Like people just look at you and they're naturally attracted to you. And with this 8th house sextile happening as well, you may find that whatever came up at that new moon created the opportunity for you to enhance your career or your public status. So whatever secret I was talking about, it can come to light that offers you a chance to lead, a chance to maybe take and do something that's in your favor where you become the authority figure, or maybe you work in tandem with someone who kind of lifts you up and puts you in that spotlight. Now, Mars will enter Libra. It will leave your 8th house and enter your 9th house in Libra on September 15th. So it's going to be activating a lot of energy, enthusiasm, passion about higher education, expanding your horizons, expanding your mind. It really should give you a lot more drive towards understanding and knowledge, gathering maybe abstract knowledge, your belief systems. This is also the house of faith and of God, whatever your conception of God is, whatever your cosmology is. So this could have you on an adventure, if you will, about anything that could take you into broader, expanded horizons. And make it an adventure. Some of you may be traveling or at least planning to travel. You may really be driven to travel to maybe for a relationship. Maybe you've been in a long distance relationship, or your beloved has been gone for a while, and now you're trying to reconnect with them, even though there's distance here. It may be that this also activates, it's such a positive house here, but it activates a lot of learning and a lot of effort into that learning and understanding, making you very engaging and interesting. So if we're looking at it from a relationship standpoint, the more that you can philosophize with someone, the more you can attract and maybe find yourself in this real, like, intellectual, sexy place. So intellect becomes very attractive during this time. Also, you may have really high expectations in life and you're really working towards achieving those goals, and you have belief, you have a faith in yourself that you really can make this happen. You also have the sun trining Pluto. The sun will still be in Virgo, trining Pluto in Capricorn, and then Venus in Scorpio, squaring off with Saturn in your first house here, or your sun and rising sign or moon sign in Aquarius. But that happens on the 17th. So this is activating your 8th and 12th house and your 10th and 1st. So how you show up in the world may also offer some really powerful, transformative connections when you work with others. So again, what I would say is that that particular energy may have you with someone lifting you up, placing you in the spotlight, saying, this Aquarian can make this happen. And this is a great placement if you're trying to get maybe some sort of acting or public speaking gig, something that puts you on a stage. It makes you very powerful and seen as someone who can get it done. There's tension here because of the square, but so there's work to be done, but I do sense that it is going to have some real positive energy. I didn't mention this at the beginning, which I have on the other sign, so I'm going to bring it in now, but Mercury has been in Libra all month of September, and it is in shadow as of the 6th. So that new moon has Mercury going in shadow, and it will retrograde at the end of the month. That's going to continue to emphasize your 9th house. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But before I move too far ahead, we have a full moon in Pisces. That's on September 20th, and that's emphasizing your 2nd house. So you may be moving possessions, you may be maybe yard sale, garage sale, whatever. You may also find yourself suddenly having this aha, if you will, because it's a full moon, so things get revealed, that you may go, hey, I have this money that I want to spend. I'm going to spend it on something I value, and it suddenly is available to me. Or it could also have you looking at your income and saying, I don't think I like the way in which I'm getting my income right now. I dream of bigger ways of doing it. I want to work in the healing field, or I want to work in the spiritual community. And so some of you may leave corporate jobs and go into more metaphysical or spiritual work. That also may be active. Or you may find yourself having friends or family or just people coming to you and saying, hey, I heard that you were a Reiki master, for instance. Would you mind giving me a session? I'll pay you for it. This is also where you may purchase an item that you've been saving for or you've been wanting for a while. And it can, it also could break and you have to replace it, but I don't really want to have to talk about that too much, but a little extra money you may have to spend, but it's something that you really have been wanting for quite some time. Art, anything to do with the art world and fantasy, things like that. I can tell you Comic-Con, this is a really great placement for spending some money on that. This also can bring a big light to, like I say, your income or your budget. And you may have to stretch things a little bit, but I have a feeling you could also pay off some debt during this time. So I think this full moon could be really great if you're looking at it from a financial, if you've been thinking about it financially. Also remember that 10th house is pretty active with Venus there. So it's making a natural trine to Venus. So you could easily attract new income if that is what you've been thinking about. The sun enters Libra on September 22nd. Again, more 9th house. And I'm going to combine it with the Mercury retrograde, Mercury being in this 9th house this whole month. So here you get a gift of the sun in Libra to renew your faith, renew your sense of purpose, your ability to influence relationships, because we're dealing with Libra. And not just romance, even though Libra loves love, there's also relationships that you're dealing with, friendships, and you're dealing with business partnerships or maybe landlord-renter kind of thing. And so what you can find is that with Mercury retrograde or in shadow and then retrograding at the end of the month, that you may have people from your past coming back and talking about all kinds of things that need to be addressed, that maybe you've philosophized a little bit, or you share your beliefs about why these are important to you and how you can actually partner together, create a win-win situation. If you've had some conflict with this person, then you may find that you get into a bit of a philosophical conversation and you come up with, hey, you know what, let's just let it be what it is. It's all good. It's a win-win. Everybody's happy here. Also, I would say you could have a great opinion about, say, ethical systems or anything that has to do with religion or philosophy. And yes, those opinions can be shared. They can give you purpose. They can give you meaning, especially if it's meaningful work, or it allows you to maybe study about something, with ethics or a belief system. And then you get to expand your world in that way. But if you get into a heated debate, because remember, Mars is going to be in Libra too, if you get into this heated debate with certain people during a Mercury retrograde, things can be taken very personally. And also people can get really offended by words. I still haven't wrapped my head around how we get so worked up over what somebody says. They haven't done anything to us. It's just air, right? So if we can just let it blow over us, then, it's like a storm, it'll pass. Anyways, When we're looking at Mercury retrograde in your ninth house, you're going to be re-examining what you believe about the world. You're going to look at what beliefs you've created through your experiences and saying, wait a minute, maybe I need some new experiences. What would it be? Am I really living my life's purpose? Am I really, doing the things that I want to do right now? How will it affect the long term? How is this going to affect my relationships? Is there a relationship that I want in my life that isn't here, that maybe it needs to come back? Yes, I would say romantic relationships. If there's one that maybe ended a while ago, it will come back for you to decide, is this still what I want? Are we still in alignment with our values, our belief systems, that sort of thing? You're going to be looking at not compromising your values or your morals when Mercury is here. So you'll be reevaluating, maybe sit through some exams, or if you're in education of some sort, or you're having to rewrite things. It's a great time to research and to do some editing. If you have started a writing project or you're putting a course together, something you're teaching. It's also not a great time for long distance travel. If you do have to travel long distance, be prepared for the delays, be prepared for, people getting frustrated, things like that. But you can use the Libra energy to, again, create win-win, be charming, be, a little flattering, compliment people just for the sake of it, make somebody's day. That will be great. Mercury retrograde here will be having you asking the big questions. So try not to get too wrapped up in the minutia. Try not to get wrapped up in having to have the answer right then and right there. Give yourself the space and grace to just kind of walk through it and have an experience and then see what happens. Think of it this way. You have a teaching, you have an experience or an initiation, and then you have a process, time to process. So keep that in mind as you walk through this month. Also, keep a professional, keep somebody you love and care about, that you trust their counsel or that you can kind of bounce things off of. Keep them handy, because that's going to go a long way. Talk therapy, or just being able to talk through emotion or thought process, that's really going to help. I will also say, because of the Virgo and the Pisces energy that's also overlaid here, any sort of healing modality is really up, and it will be very beneficial for you. All right. I hope this helps, Aquarians. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month.